Hello and welcome back to another episode of Mind, Money, Soul. And today is a very special episode because it is the week of my 31st birthday. What the fuck? I don't know where this year has gone. Now, not only is it episode 111, magical number, but I am going to be sharing 30 things that I learned at 30. Now, I did an episode like this last year before my 30th birthday, which was 20 things I wish I knew at 20. But this is specifically things that I've learned in my year of 20. And it was inspired by a conversation that I had with my friend Grace Andrews, because we're both obsessed with the Shameless podcast, and Zara did a similar episode to this and I loved it. It was very impactful and empowering, and I wanted to do my own version with stuff that I'd learned, because I've learned a lot of things. So let's get into it. I hope you get something out of it. I hope you enjoy it, and let's go. So, number one is that your life does not end at 30. I was super scared of turning 30 because, I entered COVID at 27 and I feel like I lost the end of my 20s to COVID. I lost a huge part of myself. I didn't know who I was anymore. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. And I was like, I'm not in my 20s anymore. And there's so many things that are aimed at being in your 20s. Like, your 20s is when you figure stuff out, and your 20s is when you're just learning and this. And it makes you feel like you have to have your shit together by 30. Not true. Not true. So much fun stuff can happen at 30. I feel like I care less, I feel more liberated, I feel more free, and I've had so much fun. I am 30, flirty and thriving, and I'm like, this is going to be an iconic decade. So I promise you, your life doesn't end at 30. Number two is that dancing is medicine. Dancing is a form of therapy. It is honestly one of my favourite things to do in the world. And unfortunately, clubbing is a dying art form, right? Like, clubbing when we were younger was a big thing, but now it's not much of a thing, mainly because, I guess COVID, so people weren't going out, and the rise in lower alcohol consumption, which I'm so here for. However, alcohol doesn't have to be this thing. No, sorry, clubbing doesn't have to be this thing where it's all about going out, getting fucked up, drinking as much as you can, blacking out, wearing outfits that you've just bought. It actually can just be about the music and about the dancing. I dance sober, I dance drunk, I dance in daytime, I dance at nighttime, I dance in clubs, at bars, at DJ nights, I dance to all different types of music, and it honestly makes me feel so alive. Me and one of my best mates, Joe, went to a gig the other night, to a house music gig. We went completely sober, we danced for 2 hours, and then we left. And when I say dance, we danced, and it made us feel so good. And the more often you can dance, and I'm talking the kind of dancing where you are throwing yourself around and not giving a fuck what people think about you when you were trying out new moves, it's freeing and it's medicine. So yeah, dance away, my darlings. Number three is that you have to slow down to speed up. I know it's paradoxical and it feels weird, but it's true. And I've really struggled with this concept, probably until this year. I'm even still learning it. But to be able to speed up, be more productive, do more, you actually have to slow down. You have to rest. You have to take a step back. You have to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. You have to think less, God forbid. And as a chronic overthinker, and as somebody whose brain thinks a million thoughts all the time, slowing down can feel weird and it can feel counterintuitive. But actually, the more you slow down, the quicker you go. Number four is that sex can be empowering and enjoyable when done on your terms. I think there is a lot of shame in society, especially towards women, around sex. And being sex positive doesn't mean to be a hoe, right? Doesn't mean you have to go out and sleep with everybody. Unless that's your prerogative, you can do what you want. But what I've really learned this year is that sex can be an amazing, enjoyable and empowering thing when it's on your terms and it's for your pleasure as well. And as long as you're safe and you're enjoying yourself, I think your sexuality and your relationship with sex is something that is really important to look at and to improve. And when you have a positive and good relationship with those things, it can be a source of creativity, it can be a source of joy, it can be a source of so much goodness. So I'm all about removing the shame and leaning into what feels good for you. Number five is don't be complacent on the good days. When you are feeling healthy and you are feeling fit and you are feeling like you look good, it's easy to exercise and do all of the things that you need to do, right? Because you're already feeling good. do the hard work and have the discipline on the hard days, the days where you don't feel like turning up to the gym or doing a workout or eating healthy. If you can be disciplined on those days and you can look after yourself on the hard days, that is where the power is and that is where the magic happens. It's more important to be disciplined and do it when it feels hard than when it feels easy and when you feel good. And that is where you're going to see the most results, and that is like honestly the best form of self-care. The days where I haven't wanted to go to yoga or I haven't wanted to have a salad or whatever is the days where I've needed to do it most, and I promise you it has paid off. It has paid off because I feel my best in the long run. Okay, number 6 is to clean out your digital space regularly. Like seriously, I'm talking screenshots, going through them, getting rid of them, deleting, moving, putting your photos and your videos into albums, uploading them to the iCloud or the Google Drive, clearing out contacts from your phone, deleting apps that you don't use. Like whatever it is, declutter your digital space because that is a part of your brain space. Like we're on our phones and our laptops a lot. So the more often that you can declutter it and you can keep it clean, the better it is for your mind. They say, like, you know, when you have a tidy room, you have a tidy mind, and that goes for your phone and your laptop as well. Number 7 is investing is a non-negotiable. Investing in yourself, investing in the stock market, investing in skills, investing in business, whatever it is. But investing in yourself is so important. Taking a risk, taking a chance with both your money, your time, your energy, I promise you that that is where it's going to pay off. The times where I have made a jump and I have invested in myself, oh my God, or actually even though the times maybe where it's felt scariest, it's actually had the biggest impact on my own growth and on the way that I view my life. For example, I did a mindfulness retreat earlier this year. It was about £500-600, and at the time obviously felt a bit scary, like, oh, you know, I'm investing this money. One of the best, most life-changing things I could have ever done. Taking the leap to invest in the stock market. Scary as fuck. Started doing it. Absolutely changed the trajectory of my financial life. Like when you take a risk on yourself and you invest in yourself, it is the best way that you can spend time, money and energy. Okay, number 8 is that yoga and stretching in the morning or at night time is the best thing you can do. Like, baby girls, do not underestimate the power of stretching. Some of y'all are stiff and you can't even touch your toes. Now, obviously, you know that I'm a yoga girly, but it's changed my life. Like, whether it's a half an hour yoga session or a 5-minute stretch, in the morning, it sets my day up completely differently. It's one of those things that we all think we need to do and we all never actually do. But if it's the first thing, if you just climb out of bed and have a little stretch at the end of the bed, I promise you it'll make you feel so much more different. And as you get older, you are going to thank yourself. I promise. Okay, number 9 is if you buy an item and you love it, go and buy 2 or 3 more of them. I have a favourite pair of orange trousers that I bought from Mango for a photo shoot 2 years ago. They are the best trousers in the whole world. They fit me so perfectly. They're the perfect length, they're the perfect colour, they're the perfect shape, they're the perfect style. I only bought 1 pair. They're now discontinued. My trousers have now broke and I'm extremely sad. So what I highly recommend is buying 2 or 3 of the same thing that you love, in the same colour, in the same style, have them stocked into your wardrobe, and I promise you, you won't regret it. Okay, number 10 is the pendulum swings both ways. So what I mean by that is if you are having a bad day, it won't always be like this, and the pendulum is going to swing the other way and you are going to have a good day at some point. There is no such thing as just like constantly bad things or constantly good things. The pendulum is always swinging. So it's easy to get attached to a bad feeling and think that it's going to be a bad life, and I promise you it's not. For just as many bad days for just as many bad days that I've had just as many, if not more, good days. But no matter what, the pendulum swings both ways. Life is about opposites. Good, bad, light, dark, evil. Not evil? I don't know what the opposite of that is. But I promise you, it comes back around. So always remember that. When you're having a bad day, remember the pendulum is going to swing back and there is going to be good and joy and laughter in your life. Just as when you're having a good day, enjoy it for what it is, because at some point it's going to swing the other way. And it helps you just kind of enjoy the fleeting moments and emotions of life. Number 11, any time that you feel limited, your brain has made it up. Intense, But your brain makes up stuff all the time. It makes up stories and then we cling to it. So anytime that you feel limited, you feel like there's something you can't do or you're not capable, I'm promising you, it is just limiting beliefs holding you back. It is your brain telling you something. It is your brain trying to keep you safe. It is just a story. It is just thoughts. So anytime you feel limited, stop. Remember that you're an abundant human with abundant capabilities and resources and opportunities, and tap back into that energy and try not to listen to the limitations of your mind, because the more you lean into listening to and believing them, the more that your behaviour will align with it, and then you become a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? And then you're like, see, I told you I couldn't do it, but actually you just chose to believe the story that your brain was telling you. So just stop, take a restock, and know that your brain is the thing that's limiting you, and you don't have to believe it. Number 12 is that using a gua sha is worth it. So you know those things, those beauty hacks where you're like, I don't know if it's actually worth it or not. Gua sha-ing is one of the things that I was like, I don't know. But one of my biggest hang-ups in life has been my face, its puffiness, and like my side profile, my lack of jaw. So I started gua sha-ing about 2 years ago. Damn, it has changed my face. I look back at photos of me when I was 28. My face is so different, and gua sha-ing is one of the things that has helped so much. So either gua sha-ing or doing like a facial lymphatic drainage massage, which I do every morning, so it's that or the gua sha. Honestly, hands down, one of the best habits that you can have. It 100% is worth it, but you have to stick to it consistently for at least 6 months. Number 13, it is cool and fun to be enthusiastic about something. Don't let this idea of needing to be the cool, chill girl hold you back from being excited about something. In the past, people have made me feel like a dickhead for being excited about something. Now, that's never going to stop me. I love being excited about things, even about the small things, like somebody makes you a cup of tea. Thank you so fucking much. I'm so excited to drink this. Or something that you're going to do. Like being enthusiastic, in my eyes, is cool. And it makes life enjoyable. Okay, number 14 is tying your productivity to your self-worth is one of the worst things you can do, and it is a slippery slope. You are not what you produce. That is capitalism playing out in its finest. You are not what you produce. The issue with tying your sense of self-worth to your productivity is you never rest, or you never do things that aren't productive, right? You'll put them down to a waste of time or pointless, when actually the point of doing said thing is either to rejuvenate or just for the sake of doing it. Not everything has to be productive or produce money or produce something at the end of it. You can just do things for the sake of doing them. Now, this took me years to believe and accept. Since accepting it, I would say my life has changed in ways that I could never have imagined, and I didn't really realise how it was holding me back before. It was really getting to me. Because I wouldn't rest, because I'm not being productive. I wouldn't just sit and enjoy. I would always be like, what's the next thing I've got to do? What's the next goal? What's the next this? But being able to just sit and enjoy and be present, that is where the magic happens in life. Okay, number 15 is having hobbies is cool. Like, having hobbies outside of work and outside of career and outside of your career and outside of things that make you money is so important for your mental health and for you as a person. Like, what makes you up outside of work? You know, if people say like, hey, who are you and what do you do? We tie so much of our identity to our jobs and to our careers. But like, I love introducing myself and be like, I love to DJ, I love to roller skate, I love to paint, I love to cook, whatever it is. And you don't have to be like me and have a million hobbies. You can have one hobby that you really, really care about, but that you just do for fun or for creativity, just because you're an adult and a human and you live on this earth for God knows how long. So you just have the prerogative to do what you want, and having hobbies is cool. Okay, number 16. When it is warm outside, never have both your armpits and your feet covered up. If you're a sweaty gal like me, never have both away. So if you're wearing trainers or closed shoes, then you need to be wearing a vest top or like a strapless top where your armpits are out. Or if you're wearing a t-shirt, jumper, long sleeve top, dress with sleeves, anything with sleeves, then you need to have your feet out and you need to be in like sandals or flip-flops. Life saver, game changer. Whenever I have both away, let me tell you, I will be sweating and I will be like, oh my God, I just need to get something off of me. Like, man, I'm so hot. And you can't declothe. You can't just like take your shoes off at a restaurant, right? Or just take your top off. So if you have one or the other out, you're going to be easy breezy, living your best life. Number 17. being delulu really is the solulu. What's the worst case scenario if you become delusional and become obsessed with getting something? Like, what, you don't get the thing that you want, but you end up somewhere around there, or something even better? Like, our brain has an imagination, and it has the ability to imagine up scenarios, both the negative and the positive. The negative is like anxiety, right? It's like, what's the worst case scenario? What's the worst thing that could happen? Like, da-da-da-da-da. But those things don't stop you from, like, stop those things from happening just because you've thought about them. So on the positive side, you could use your imagination and your brain to think of all the amazing things that could happen, that could go right, and just to have this unwavering faith and hope and trust in your life. That attitude is never going to get you anywhere bad. I really, truly believe that. Being delusional, I feel, only has positive consequences. So go for it. Okay, number 18 is that in life, nothing is personal and everything is philosophical. This is one of the things that I learned from the mindfulness retreat that I did earlier this year, and it honestly changed my life about the way that I view things that happen. When something happens to me and I take it personally, I stop and I say, everything's philosophical, nothing is personal. When somebody is a dick to you, it's not about you, it's about them. When something happens in life, instead of being like, the universe is against me and everything, I'm a victim and blah, 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 you go, it's not personal, it's philosophical, it's just the way that life has happened. And it makes, I guess it's another form of saying it's not that deep, but it's a really nice way to view certain things that happen in life, and it allows you to go, meh, okay, I don't need to worry about that. Okay, number 19, and this is for the ladies, it can be for the men. No one gives a fuck about your belly pouch. Okay, that little bit at the bottom of your belly, or even your whole belly, no one cares. I have cared about this part of my body for years, to the point where I wouldn't wear bodycon stuff, I wouldn't wear anything tight, I wouldn't wear anything where you might be able to see the little belly pooch, right? And then I thought about it. When I go out and about on the streets and I see somebody wearing a fucking fire outfit, I never look at their belly pooch and go, you shouldn't be wearing that, or what the fuck is that? Because even if, most of the time I don't even notice it, but if I do notice it, I don't give a fuck. I just look at them and I'm like, they look slay, they look amazing, they look confident, and that's all I care about. Those people or other people are going to be thinking the same about me, or they're going to be so worrying about their own bodies that they're not going to be thinking about mine. The small percent of people that are looking at me and going, she's got a belly, she shouldn't be wearing that, fuck them. Okay, number 20, and this could be a controversial one, but it's about friends. And in my opinion, you should always be open to making new friends. Now, I'm one of those people who is so proud of the female friendships that I have cultivated over the years. I have some absolutely beautiful friendships. And female friendships are just what life is about, right? Obviously, the downside is that the more friends you have, the more your time has to be spread out across them. But you don't know who you're going to meet in the future, and you don't know the impact that people are going to have on your life. The friends that I have today have all individually and significantly had a positive impact on my life, and I'm grateful for every single one of them. And I've met them at all different points of my life, from nursery right through to the ripe old age of 30. So what I will say is, please always be open to making new friends. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be friends with everybody, but having that open-minded attitude to say, if I connect with somebody and they're going to they make me feel good, or they bring me joy, or I feel like I can learn from them, or whatever, be open to having more friends. It will honestly change your life. Okay, number 21 is, when you are dating, this is for the single girlies, make sure that you focus on asking yourself, do I like them? And not asking, do they like me? It is so easy to put people on pedestals and be like, oh, I hope they like me, I hope this, I hope this. But have you stopped and taken a moment to ask yourself, do I actually like them? And also, when you're on a date or you come back from a date, just being like, the real question here is not, did I have fun? But is, am I the fun one? It's so easy to go out and have a good time, but not acknowledge that, hang on a second, I was the one bringing the fun. I'm a fun person. Of course I was going to have fun. But did they actually add to it, or were they just a vehicle for you to have fun? All right? Really assess, do I like them? Not, do they like me? Number 22 is, do not lessen your achievements to accommodate the male ego. That's right. I said it. The male ego can be fragile. I have been in many situations where I have felt men have been intimidated by me, by my success, by my career, by my confidence, by my energy, and I will never ever again lessen the cool shit that I am up to or have been up to just to make a man feel better or feel superior. It is not my responsibility to make sure that you feel that way and that you feel okay. If you are intimidated by my things about me, that's not my problem. Whether this is on a date or whether this is in a business capacity, own your shit. If you've done it, you deserve to talk about it and to shout about it, regardless of who you're saying it to. If somebody is intimidated by it, that is on them. Okay, number 23 is that insecure people are mean and confident people are kind. The two are mutually exclusive. Insecurities absolutely go hand in hand with the people that are more mean, and confidence comes from kind people. Now, I do believe, first off, that kindness costs nothing, and I think kindness is one of the most important things in this world. And also, being kind doesn't mean that you have to be a pushover or not have boundaries. You can still be kind and have boundaries. If somebody is mean to you, they're probably insecure, and they're probably projecting or holding a mirror up to something that they don't like about themselves. So it's more about them. It's the whole what Sally says about Susie says more about Sally than it does about Susie. Whereas the people who are able to be kind have a level of confidence in themselves because they know that kindness doesn't detract from them. So be kind, people. Number 24 is a form of self-care is giving yourself time to get somewhere. I fucking hate being late. I think it's rude. It gives me anxiety. I hate it. And when you actually give yourself an adequate amount of time to get somewhere, to get ready and to get somewhere, that is a form of self-care because I know it stresses me out. So I'm purposely not putting myself in that position to be stressed out. Please give yourself enough time to get somewhere. I promise it'll make you feel so much better. Even if it's an extra half an hour out of your day, that you're not spent scrolling TikTok or cleaning your house and instead to get somewhere and you turn up early, it's way better to be early than it is to be late. Okay, number 25 is a salad won't make you skinny or healthy, just as a burger won't make you fat or unhealthy. Now, I, for the first time in my life, have a good relationship with food and my body, something that I've worked really hard on. And it's this idea of, I guess, like, it's the whole thing of, like, everything in moderation. I think it's the extremes that are issues. If you're eating only burgers every single day and you're not eating any nutrients and you're not eating any vegetables, then yeah, over time, you're going to become unhealthy. Just as if you eat salads every single day, well, I guess you would be healthy, but you're not going to have any treats. You want treats, right? Because you deserve treats. So it's all about balance. And I find that I now have a good balance between both, which means I don't yo-yo. So when I'm giving myself healthy food, it's because I respect and love myself, and I know that's going to make me feel good. Just as when I give myself a treat, it's because I also love myself and respect myself. And when you give yourself a nice balance of the two, you don't binge, you don't overwhelm yourself, it's not extreme. And that's the best way to live, I think, in my opinion. Number 26, and this one is close to my heart. Always read the returns policy for any company that you buy from. I have been burnt by this recently by some shitty ass company who have a really stupid returns policy, and actually I'm probably going to report them to Trade and Standards because it's actually unfair what they've done anyway, but this is a topic for another day. It takes a couple of minutes to read the returns policy, but it could save you so much money, especially if you're doing a big order from somewhere. Do not just assume that all companies are nice and good and care about the customer. Number 27, and this is a basic one, but it's true. It's okay if everybody doesn't like you. Like, not everyone is going to like you. This one is a killer, right? Because it's like, if you're like me and you're a massive people pleaser, you want people to like you. However, there is a range of people out there with a range of experiences and personalities, and the list goes on. It's actually, you're doing something wrong if everyone likes you, because it means that you are pandering to everybody's needs and everybody's beliefs and everybody's experiences. You actually want some people to not like you. You want to live your truest, most authentic life, and it's okay that everybody doesn't like you. As long as you have the people that do like you, That doesn't make any sense. But you know what I mean? As long as you have people around you that love you and support you, and you have friends that you care about, whether it's one friend or a massive circle of friends, but not everybody is going to like you. And also, you don't have time for every single person to be your friend. So really getting okay with not everybody liking you allows you to show up and be your most truest, authentic self and share your opinions and have opinions and live a life that works for you without trying to please other people. Okay, number 28 is no one is coming to save you. Not financially, not in your career, not in anything. Like, rely on yourself. And this doesn't mean to be so independent that you don't let anybody in. But what I mean is don't pin all of your expectations on hopes on a thing or a person. It can be so easy to pin stuff on other people, your happiness, your success, but the only person you genuinely can rely on is yourself. And when you have that attitude, all the other things are bonuses. And remember, expectations are the killer of joy. So rely on yourself, know that no one's coming to save you, do what you need to do, and then still be open to what other people and other experiences can offer you. Okay, number 29 is have a dopamine menu. So have a list of things that you can do in your spare time that is not you scrolling on your phone. My go-to when I have a little bit of downtime is scrolling on my phone. A little bit TikTok, a little bit Instagram, fine. But the problem is this compounds over time and you become addicted to your phone. Guilty. So have a list of things that you can do that aren't always about you just sitting there scrolling on your phone. And then number 30 is do not be a victim to your life. Be the creator of your life. When you are a victim to your life, nothing good comes out of it. If everything is, it's their fault, it's not my fault, I didn't do this, and you don't take any accountability, you will get to the end of your life and you will despise the way you acted. Whereas if you realise that you literally are the creator, yes, there are some things out of your control. Yes, you can't control everything, but there is a lot that you can control and that is in your control. They're the things that you should focus on, and you can create the most wonderful and beautiful life by focusing on what you can do and not by just being a victim to all of your circumstances. So that brings us to the end of the episode. Obviously we had 30 to get through, so I had to talk quick and give you a quick overview of all of them, but hopefully you enjoyed that, and I would love you to slide into my DMs or drop me an email and share what your favourite tip was or which one you resonated most with. And I hope you enjoyed this. Please send it to anybody who you feel it might help, and I will see you on the next episode when I'll be 31.